Ravi ji, the backdrop is huh?
एकदम बढ़िया परफेक्ट है बस 1 मिनट में हम चालू करेंगे
Not a problem.
स्क्रीन सेटअप हो रहा है Colonel Siddiqui sir also have come. Before making live, mute everyone.
Am I seen?
Yes, sir, you are seen.
I'm seen?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Co-host Netra, please mute everybody since we are going live in YouTube now. Netra, beta, mute everyone.
Ravi ji, do we go live? Netra, do we go live? Do we go live?
मैम 1 मिनट अभी लाइव नहीं
You just give me the signal.
ओके मैम वो स्क्रीन पर दिखाएगा ना लाइव मीटिंग होगा तो स्क्रीन पर दिखाएगा ओके Denul, can you hear me?
Netra, do we go live?
Yes, ma'am. We are live now. Okay. Netra, play the video.
A very good evening, namaste, and a very warm and gracious welcome to all the esteemed guests on this wonderful evening to the unique Global Teacher Training Program 2022. I welcome each one of you and thank you for being a part of this incredible evening of learning, enrichment, and new insights. The enthusiastic presence of each one of you present today, each luminary who has assembled here, has actually added an unmatched aura to the evening. Once again, a very warm welcome on behalf of the IDYM Foundation. Friends from across the globe, we have assembled here, gathered here, to partake of the immense wisdom from a fountainhead of knowledge, an iconic personality who has inspired millions and created superlative milestones, etching an indelible mark in the pages of history. Yes, I refer to our guest of the day, our very special guest, Colonel Dr. Zahid Siddiqui Sahib. On behalf of the IDYM Foundation, I respectfully welcome our honorable guest, Colonel Dr. Siddiqui sir. And we really deem it a privilege to have a luminary like you to share your thoughts on such a significant topic, teachers as nation builders. And what a wonderful opportunity to have someone like you to talk on this extremely significant subject.
Recording in progress.
This Global Teacher Training Program has been organized by the IDYM group of companies. Let me give you a little brief introduction of the IDYM group of companies. It is a platform to promote space and satellite education for every young mind, that is, for the entire student community from any school across the globe. It involves a group of people with several years of experience in education, ranging from people of the education ministry, various school principals, and young talented space enthusiasts. IDYM performs workshops, lectures, and a resilient mindset, igniting the dreams of young India for a happy and fulfilling life. And the brain behind this foundation is none other than Mr. Ravi Shankar. A little introduction about Ravi ji. Well, the heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night. And that is what IDYM has achieved. Someone who has set the highest bar for himself, whose actions impact, influence, and inspire others to believe. Raviji is a mechanical engineer. He is the founder of the IDYM group of companies. He has over 10 years of working experience with various industries, both in India and abroad. He's done many national and international projects in the field of space technology, hydroponics, robotics, automobile, solar energy, and has received many international and national awards in recognition of his commendable work. He has also received the prestigious Bharat Gaurav Award for helping armed forces families. With the vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he started the IDYM with the group of and also inculcated it into a group of companies and has now conducted space exploration programs in all the 28 states of India, the 5 union territories, and has spread its wings across the globe in 51 plus countries. During this mission, IDYM has given 80,000 plus students free of cost training on satellite and rocket technology. The group has members from across 151 countries, and that is such a fantastic achievement. In the words of the founder himself, and I quote, "I graduated as a mechanical engineer and jumped into the corporate world and gained a lot of experience. But I've always had the dream since my childhood to be able to study space technology. To realize this dream, I thought of a startup idea where I would be engaging a team of experts to educate the young minds about the fascinating aspects of space technology. This idea came to me in 2009, but took fruition in August 2020. I gathered a team of like-minded people and started my journey of bringing space to Earth." He says that whenever he would talk about space technology, people would always respond saying that it is something where only great minds and scientists can pursue it as a career. This stayed back with me, and that is why I started my organization. I'm determined to take as many kids as and create an awareness and educate them about space technology. I want the kids to think of it as something that is achievable and that can be thought of as a career prospect as well. My strategy has always been to cover the whole of India before going global. And that is what I have done. In a short span of 3 months, we were able to host at least one workshop in each state of India. And now the count boasts a diverse group of almost 100 plus countries. We've been able to impact over 80,000 students, of which 15 students have built and launched their own satellites. 150 students are in the making their own satellites under the guidance of the IDYM group of companies. Of keeping up the pace and of growing and of impacting and enabling enthusiastic and eager students and kids across the globe to be interested in space, and of course to make India the number one in all aspects. That is indeed phenomenal. And the IDYM group of companies ranges from the IDYM Foundation, the IDYM Times, the IDYM Book of World Records, the IDYM Global University, the IDYM Designers, the IDYM Film Production Company, the IDYM Space School. the iDivine Principles Association, and the iDivine e-magazine. Yes, the driving force behind this is none other than Mr. Ravi Shankar. Can we give a big round of applause to the great man himself? Thank you so much, Raviji, for bringing us all together and for igniting not just the dreams and the aspirations of the nation, but also of us edu leaders, and for us connecting together, sharing our thoughts and collaborating on ensuring that space technology and all that we have learned we can share and, of course, enhance and enrich each other. He's someone who has set the highest bar for himself. So, on this note, I would now like to delve upon the topic of the day, which is teachers as nation builders. पकड़ा जो हाथ तुमने जमीन पर चलना सिखाया, कच्ची मिट्टी से भी मजबूत एक इंसान बनाया, अटूट परिश्रम कठिन मेहनत का फल तेरे बंदे ने जमीन से चल अपना मकान आसमान पर बनाया. गुरु के बिना कहीं ज्ञान नहीं, हम कितना भी भटकें प्राणी ज्ञान नहीं मिले. गुरु ज्ञान दे स्वार्थ बिन, गुरु ज्ञान दे बिना किसी के कहने पे. गुरु ने हमें सब बतलाया, हमें समझाया, जगत को ब्रह्मा के रूप में गुरु को ही बनाया. तो गुरु की ये एक महत्व है, गुरु का ये एक इम्पोर्टेंस है. गुरु इज अ लीडर who knows the way, who shows the education, and thus the whole civilization of mankind is dependent upon the teacher. John Adams had said, no nation reconstruction is possible without the active cooperation of the teacher. Our own Dr. Radhakrishnan had said, a teacher must be a committed man, committed to faith in the future of man, in the future of humanity, in the future of the country and of the world. Friends, a teacher is the gardener in the garden of the school, nurturing the students as plants with the water of his or her perennial knowledge, helping the children to live in this dense world and preparing them to bear the fruits of humanity and of a future life. Well, they are the arbiters of a nation's destiny. We are no longer instructors or givers of knowledge, but we are the facilitators. As the famous quote goes, a teacher affects eternity. He or she can never tell when his or her influence stops. Their actions inspire students to dream more, to learn more, to do more, and of course, to become more. As guiding forces, they are the nation builders. With their perseverance, with their patience, they help students to comprehend the rich legacy of a country's culture. They inculcate moral precepts. They mold character, they develop personality, and also disseminate knowledge, the right path. While, friends, the role of a knowledge and skill society with visions and aspirations in the success of a nation cannot be stressed enough, it should always be remembered that knowledge cannot be acquired if it is not sought and received without the help of a teacher. It has to be a teacher who has to lead the way, who has to share his personality, who has to make and chisel every child to become the future of the nation. We are the future custodians and the moral mentors. We, the educators, the facilitators, have to equip the younger generation to learn, to explore, and to contribute more efficiently to the society. Well, this is the precise reason, friends, that the Guru Shishya tradition is still such an important and a special reverence being held in the Indian culture. Teachers do not only impart knowledge, but they are also nurturing children with spiritual qualities to become disciplined members of a civil society and to develop skills which are required to become productive contributors of the economy and the country. Krishnamurti had said that the purpose of education is to bring about freedom, love, the flowering of goodness, and the complete transformation of society. Teachers, facilitators are the change catalysts, the future custodians. Therefore, they play a cardinal role in cementing the moral fabric of the nation, in grooming and empowering the youth to become global citizens, for whom the nation, the society, the community, and the entire world always comes first. So, with this, I would like to start the day's proceedings, and I would like to introduce my special guest, the guest of honor, with this very apt quote. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama. Meaning, Guru is the verily representative of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the trilogy of gods. He or she creates, sustains knowledge, and destroys the weeds of ignorance. I salute to such a Guru. And with these words, I deem it a privilege to introduce a truly remarkable personality, Colonel Dr. Siddiqui, sir. Sir? Yes. Sir has...
Am I heard?
Yes, sir. Yes, I would just like to give a brief introduction, which of course will not be brief because of the numerous achievements. Colonel Siddiqui sir has served in the Indian Army for 38 years. While in the Army, he held many staff and command appointments. He has been decorated with the Gallantry Award of Sena Medal by the President of India. Superb, sir, while fighting with militants in the counter-insurgency operation in North. He himself sustained bullets he was also seriously wounded. He had been similarly decorated with many medals while operationally deployed in various sectors, be it the desert, the jungle, or superannuation from services. On 31st December, Sir joined the prestigious academic institution, the Axis Group of Colleges, as Director General in Ruma, Kanpur. After graduating from Bipin Bihari College, Sir acquired his master's degree in chemistry from the DAV College, Kanpur. While in service, he continued to pursue his academic qualification with great zeal and enthusiasm. He did his master's in management from Pune University, his mass comms from JNU, and he also has a second degree in defense and strategic studies from Gorakhpur University. He qualified the NEET exam for research and did his PhD on HIV/AIDS in Indian Armed Forces, a case study in the Northeast. He's also an author and an artist. Sir, we welcome you, and I think the list it goes on and on. I think all of us to hear from you, the great man himself. An honor and a privilege, sir, to have you today. The floor is all yours, and we are all waiting eagerly to hear from you, sir. Once again, a very warm welcome, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. I'm sure I'm heard. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone who are in the webinar with me. I am actually, Preeti, you have done a great deal of helping to me, and you have spoken about teachers so much that my job is reduced to almost nothing. My dear friends, बंद हो जाते हैं जब सारे दरवाजे, नया रास्ता दिखाते हैं आप वो उस्ताद हैं। मेरा ये यकीन है कि टीचर्स, माँ बाप तो सिर्फ बच्चों को परवरिश देते हैं, मगर तराशने का काम ये उस्तादों का है, गुरुओं का है। I'm convinced, my friends, that no revolution is bigger than the revolution in education. And who can bring the resolution? It's only you. It's only teachers and no one else. बहुत जरूरी है बात समझना. Having with the academic world for last almost 8-9 years and meeting students, teachers, principals all over almost every day.
Can I request the audience to please mute themselves? Thank you so much.
Yeah, please. Today, actually, I cannot give you anything new, which you all do not know, but I will share my observations, interacting with all students, teachers, and everyone. You see, being a soldier, I'll give you an example so that you understand correctly. In army, when a recruit joins or anybody joins, then they teach him, parade, left, right. Firstly, the star stands in front of the entire squad अब वो जोर से कहता है left, right, and there's a drum beat, dum, dum, along with it. One drum beat, left hand, right hand, right leg, left hand, right leg, dum, dum, it goes on. And after a period of time, what happens? He stops shouting. Only the drum continues, and one drum bang, and automatically the legs go and hands go in unison. My friend, this is the discipline. Maybe it's very good and required in army, because there you are peace and fire. There is but to do and die. But here, what I have noticed, this discipline pinning from outside is countervalued. It causes more harm than any benefit. What is required, I think, every teacher, if you really want to become discipline your students, teach them to be an independent thinker. And that is possible only with love and care. You should be so much involved that the student, the disciplines comes within. Discipline comes, but discipline imposed, discipline forced makes machines. It cannot make an independent thinker. But here you got a job where you got to ensure by your personal contact, by, you see, every student must have a feel. When they hear their teachers, that I come to nation builder later, but firstly, every student must have this feeler. The ऐसी है मेरे उस्ताद की जादू निगाहियां, सबको घूमा यही है कि मुखातिब उसी से है. When a teacher goes and stands for teaching, every student in the classroom, they must be convinced, unko yahi lagna, they should be intrigued, I would say, that the eyes of a teacher, everyone should feel that they are looking at him or her only. They are addressing to them only. Unless teacher has that kind of potential, it will not be effective at all. My friend, teachers are the future of any country. You all know it. They are the providers of knowledge and wisdom together. They are they are the basic source of education, and most of these people of the country, as they are the ones who build the future of any country. They are so important. अगर वो खुद इतने मोतबर नहीं, खुद उनके अंदर इतनी काबिलियत नहीं कि एक logs, you see the sculptor, how beautifully he knows where to strike how much, where to put hammer how much. If a teacher should be something like this. It has to, she has to remove all those things unwanted in a student and ultimately make them a responsible citizen. That citizen together will make or break the nation. It's very important, my friend, to differentiate, understand the difference between teachers and masters. Masters, they share his being with you, not his philosophies. A master exposes himself or herself to the students so much so that they can look at him or her as a mirror. A master is not a doer. You look at the world where you are today. Earlier in olden days, what used to happen? Guru, Shish, everybody used to go and touch the feet of a guru, the master. Even the parents used to touch the gurus because he was he had the sole monopoly of all educations and learning. But gradually, what happens? The books came, the printing came, all of that knowledge is available in every possible book. So there was a requirement of adhyapak. A teacher comes in who reads and teaches, and the children can read themselves. But now, in the kind of age we are in, I think something called, you all know, Google Baba has broken all records. Anything, any topic, you just press on a button, you can get it 10 views, 100 perceptions about the same thing. So the role of a teacher, if he today is transformed, is changed, that he doesn't teach anything. He has to ask such questions and guide them, facilitate them, as she said it, they are facilitator. Facilitate them to find it. Let the child where they can find. Look for the answers in various various sites and come back with the right answer. So he has to apply his or her mind. The teacher teaches you to open your wings. Paron ko khol. He tells the students, paron ko khol. Zamana उड़ान देखता है, ज़मीन पे बैठ के क्या आसमान देखता है. It teaches you to take a leap with the strong wings. और ये अच्छी तरह से समझा देता है कि इस आसमां के आगे आसमां और भी है. तू शाहीन है, परवाज है काम तेरा. इस आसमां के आगे आसमां और भी है. It's very, very, very essential. You know, when I talk about the nation building, the role of a teacher in nation building, everyone comes in a point of a time when he's in dilemma, whether what should he or she should do is struck. तो आपने देखोगे इंडिया की एक बड़ी फेमस पिक्चर थी दीवार. So in that there's two brothers. One is a bad man, another is a cop, very good cop. And when he comes to know that his brother is a gangster and he has to nab him or catch him, he's confused. How can he do that? And the next scene they show that there's a boy, he steals some bread, loaf of bread, and he runs back, and this inspector brother, cop brother is following him, and he goes back to the house, and this old teacher, and he finds that he takes the bread to the that retired teacher. He says, okay, listen, I'm sorry, my son has stolen this because we have nothing to eat for so many days, and that's why I did it. But if suppose we have nothing to eat, it does not mean that everyone starts stealing. And the cop, the policeman, the actor gets the right message. He says, now he touches his feet and he says, you have shown me the right direction. That my duty comes first. And yes, this lesson can only a teacher can give. Then he goes back and does the action. My friend, it's very important to understand that बदलना है तो रिंदों से कहो अपना चलन बदलें. If you really want to change, then make sure the students, our target, they should change their own conduct and character. Very important. बदलना है तो रिंदों से कहो अपना चलन बदलें. फकत साकी बदलने से मैखाना नहीं बदलता. You keep on changing teachers and infrastructure, it will make no difference at all. A teacher has to be above board. Nation building comes is from each individual. The teacher can be rightly called a nation builder. I am convinced. Teacher through his perseverance, love, and sacrifice have shown us the right path in which great men have built our nation. In our dear teachers, there's a great responsibility of molding our character, our personality, and show us the right direction. The whole essence lies here. When I go abroad, I'm amazed that the national character, you suppose you are going on a walk and you forget the route and all. You ask somebody, any passerby, give a hand, the car stops and asks, I want to go there. That guy will stop, he'll turn back, he'll take you even 20 kilometers, drop you and come back. The whole national character of countries who are developed and the European countries have been, you see, that everybody is speaking truth. Everybody wants to help each other. And look where they are. We are 75 years almost, we are still developing countries because there is something missing somewhere where we could not develop the national character, where everybody speaks truth and everybody is honest enough and everybody thinks beyond themselves. खुदा मुझको ऐसी खुदाई न दे कि अपने सिवा कुछ दिखाई न दे. We must teach our students that to look beyond ourselves. We must see that we should not be so confined that we do not see beyond ourselves inside. My needs, me, and nothing else. इसलिए जरूरी है मेरे दोस्तों, if you want this country to be strong, कि हर उस्ताद को दिमाग से ज्यादा दिल से काम लेना चाहिए. I would personally feel that personal chemistry with each student matters. If that is missing, then we cannot have the desired results. When I go as a chief guest to many institutions, believe me, my first glance tells me what kind of student you do, because when I see a confident, smiling teacher who is welcoming, if I see a teacher full of anxiety and worried, what is going to happen? Just imagine if your whole persona is not calm, collected, cool, and you should also have a little humor. I keep telling a joke when the kind of system we have in my country. You go to any rural area where I'm working through my society and visit any government school, तो एक इंस्पेक्टर साहब वहाँ आए विजिट करने स्कूल में, तो उन्होंने कहा लेट मी आस्क चेक, तो उन्होंने भाई बताओ शिव भगवान का धनुष किसने तोड़ा? तो सब चुप, तो उसने nobody is answering, then he said okay you tell me, pointed out to a student. वो कह रहा सर मैंने नहीं तोड़ा सर, मैंने नहीं तोड़ा सर, वो रमेश है उसने तोड़ा सर. तो उसने कहा what is talking? तो he asked the teacher कि ये क्या बात है? कह रहा नहीं सर, ये जो बच्चा है सुरेश, ये बहुत सच बोलता है, ये झूठ नहीं बोलता, रमेश नहीं तोड़ा होगा. हम ना, this guy was, inspector was startled. What kind of teaching going on? The student is like this and teacher is like this. He says, who is your principal? I want to meet him or her. And he goes to the principal. I narrate the whole story. He said, look at this. Your student says this, your teacher says this, and what do you have to say? The principal says, sir, relax, have a glass of water, just relax and बैठिए आप, चाय वाय पीजिए. Sir, we have got enough fun. Even if Ramesh has broken the bow, we'll have it repaired. We'll buy a new one. What's the problem? तो अगर इस किस्म की तालीम है, इस किस्म का environment है, तो I think nation building we should not be talking about. My friend, this is very important. If you want to impart knowledge, if you want to impart, really make a perfect citizen, a teacher has to be above board. A teacher's knowledge received, my friend, without a teacher's guidance can be compared to a blind man with a stick. Because of the teachers need to have a very high level of commitment. That's what I'm coming to it. Towards the duties and the responsibilities which have been entrusted to him. Priti, stop me whenever I exceed the time. Otherwise, I'll continue talking. I do not want to exceed the time and bore you. It's very important that teachers may not be a king, but I'm convinced they are certainly the king makers. But for king maker, you got to have that qualities in you. Swami Vivekananda has very beautifully said, when in his writings, he says that very simple thing, but absolutely a fact, I would say. He said that the teacher is the builder of a nation. When he is a simple word, but told by him, it is never what has been said. It is always who has said. Then when he said, it has got a great amount of meaning. One has to see that before I go into a little bit of preparation is always required when you really want to go and address the students. You got to be presentable. I'm very get disheartened when I visit institutions and I see teachers with unkempt hair or not properly dressed. I have seen many and I have ticked them. You cannot come in a suit with a sports shoe, at least. Or you come in Indian dress, any dress. It should be neat, it should be clean, it should be presentable. Because the students are watching at you. They're looking at you. And that's what they learn. And that's what they emulate. More than that, जिंदगी में हर कदम पर रहनुमाई जिसने की है, गाइडेंस सर पे मेरे है वो कायम बन के मेरा साहिबा. All his life, the teacher's hand, the teacher's impression guide remains on his head. मैं था बिल्कुल बेहुनर. I was absolutely qualityless. लेकिन मेरे उस्ताद ने टिमटिमाते से सितारे को बनाया कहकशां, but my teacher had made me a कहकशां whole galaxy, a less lit, dim lit star. That was my ustad, that was my teacher. If a teacher himself does not have the conviction, let me tell you, he cannot do justice to his or her job. A nation, the biggest, I should say, any profession, unfortunately in my country, people resort to teaching when they do not get any other lucrative jobs. You see, teaching is also an aptitude. Everybody cannot be a good teacher. If all those who come to teaching for only a salary and a job, they cannot do justice. They will harm the nation. Teacher, I maintain that it's psychologically proved also. You can read the books on this thing. Only 5% people have that aptitude of teaching. Now, before you come into the teaching profession, it is, I think, those 5%, after having qualified those aptitude tests for teaching, they should come and teach. Everybody, by all kind of means, cannot be good teacher. It goes for any other profession. So teachers, without saying, are the most important profession. They should be, I personally feel, should be highly paid. If your teacher is lowly paid, then he or she resorts to tuition, he resorts to many other things. I've seen many teachers doing many parallel businesses because the kind of quality of life, the reasonable quality of life they're expected to make, they don't get it. But one has to rise above all that. What others have to do, system has to do, fine. But since you're having your chosen on own volition to become a teacher, there are certain mandatory obligations upon you. Now the teacher's role is restricted, I say, only to raising genuine questions in the minds of students and guide them where to find the correct answer. This is 21st century teacher, my friend. He or she doesn't answer, but raise questions, ask questions. When all the doors is closed, it is the teacher ultimately shows the way. I tell every teacher, if suppose the proof of the pudding lies in his eating, if after having finished the education, your own student, he can talk confidently, he can communicate properly, and he doesn't have hesitation at all, then you are making a right student, right kind of citizen in this country. इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ, ना आंख झुका के, आपका बच्चा ऐसा हो कि वो ना आंख झुका के, ना आंख उठा के, आंख मिला के बात करना उसको आना चाहिए. वो तभी होगा when he knows the minor and the major aspects of the subject very well. If he doesn't know this knowledge and confidence in them, it's the teachers. It's very important, my friend, to realize that the teacher should be a multifaceted personality. It should be comprising of, I would say, academics. But firstly, very important, if doesn't know the subject, is no more a teacher. He should be pedagogical. He also have a social role. He should teach them to mix with the society, our country. Teachers should not be biased by any kind of particular ideology. My country is a multi-religious, multicultural, multi-ethnic society. So he has to be having a very balanced attitude. You have to be having acceptance towards everyone. A teacher ensures their students rise above all kinds of discrimination of the color, caste, religion, anything, sex. No gender biases even. Yesterday in Air Force Station, I was there. I was called for a talk. I'll share the photograph with you. I was so impressed, so happy. When two young girls dressed as a young pilot officer walked in to take a selfie, take a photograph with me. You see, And they were flying transporters. Just imagine 21 years of girls flying transporter aircraft, Indian Air Force aircraft, and one is from maintaining. You know how proud you feel. Every child can be like this. Every girl, child, male child can be like this. How proud their parents must be. And this is at this age, when they grow up, where they're going to stand up. You see, it's हमको हर हालत में अपने किरदार को इतना बड़ा कर लेना है कि सब यही कहे उस टीचर को देख के, उस टीचर के बच्चों को देखकर पूरा जमाना यही कहे, क्या रंग है, क्या रूप है, क्या हुस्ने जमाल है कि बच्चा भीड़ में भी निकले तो तन्हा दिखाई दे. He should have that kind of persona, that kind of I would say the effluent, the energy coming out of from his body and his language and his behavior and his conduct. Even if he's stands in the crowd, he should be noticed. बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है ये. Last 2 years has been very bad. Corona, post-Corona, 2 years. My own daughter in intermediate, one of the finest public school of this city, Kanpur, and they've not gone to the school. And 2 years sitting at home, locked to their screen. You see, the teacher-student interaction is finished. That student they learn from other students when they go to school. They learn from teachers. So now we have to. These are the challenges with us. There is no playground. Nobody's playing. You learn so much in a playground in any schools and colleges. There's no physical exercises at all. सिर्फ खेलना, सिर्फ कूदना, सिर्फ पढ़ना, सिर्फ कोई भी चीज करना, exercise, everything is bad. There has to be balance if you want to an overall development in personality and a responsible citizen for this country. It's very important. Good teachers need to be themselves. Firstly, constantly seeking knowledge. Be of a good character. Have high motivation. And in fact, they should not be motivator, I would say. They should be inspirer. Nobody needs to hear this motivation, every motivation talks. Unless they get inspired when they see a person who himself is so good, and that inspiration from within, I must emulate him or her. I must become like somebody. That is the inspiration. You should be inspirer. You should be of a great character. Your image of a teacher has to be above board. There is no question, no compromise in that. The good deeds of teachers and great teachers, because of them, they grow with these students all their life. Even today, at this age, having served army for almost 4 decades, having gone to so many other works I have done, writing so many books, I get greatly admired for those teachers who are surviving, those who taught me in schools and colleges and universities. Many have left their world, but I quote them. There is something to learn from. And if suppose your students are quoting you, believe me, you are worth it. You have done your job. It's very important, my friend, that the nation is not just a geographical piece of land. It is the people who live there. I don't want to give you statistics because you already have it, you know it. How many people graduate, how many students graduate, percentage, how many students really get the placement. You all know it. There is a disconnect somewhere. A university I go where 5,000 students are there, and when they have a placement camp, they have only 0.5 or 1% of placement. You tell me, the parent, how difficult it is for all, the teachers, the students, and the parents. Those who are taking education loans, those who somehow have great high hopes from their children. You see, and after having finished their qualification degrees or diplomas or whatever graduation, they come and sit at home, keep searching for jobs. So you should be confident that my students will not only, either they will clear all kinds of competitive exams because they have the knowledge, one, or they become entrepreneurs themselves. They will create jobs, they'll give jobs. And in every way, they should be also having those social responsibilities in my mind, where they look beyond their family, beyond their own children, and to the society, to the nation. That is the whole essence of teachers' duties. We cannot expect to have the old time masters. Even the teachers are responsible. I'm sure uh, there is no reason why our nation can be the greatest, why we should continue to remain a developing country for last so many years. You know all these. Of the student, there's a lot of people, those who have come from very poor, humble background, and how they have excelled, what all they have country. It is the simple, the process. Unless you, I would say, uneducated children or wrongly educated children, their whole life is like living in a house with closed doors and windows. My friend, teachers, first thing I say, I was talking to one of the principal, a friend of mine, they have to be comfortable in their position, whatever it is. They have to be relaxed. They have to be confident. They have to be caring. They got to be sharing. And they must not be a bully. They must not be threatening the students. And they must focus more on increasing the potential, understanding the subject, and less on the percentages, which is the trend these days. In my course, let me tell you, when I passed out, so we in army from academy, when he passed out, we are here, he is a sword of honor, he is on top block, he is in this thing, he is lower level. To my surprise, in last after 10-15 years today, I see most of our top blockers who could not become more than lieutenant colonel or major, or they retired and went home. And all those backbenchers or something not very dead. I'm not saying one should not be a top block, should not be a block, high blocks. You should be, but at what time and who takes on the risk, you have no idea. Everybody has got the potential. Everyone has got the latent potential in them. And what point of time you get a mentor who make you realize this. You see, look at the seed of the plant tree seed. You look at the seed. A small mango tree seed, it has got the entire potential hidden inside him of transforming into a huge tree, giving thousands of mangoes, and every year for 100 years keeps giving. Just imagine. But ये तभी मुमकिन होगा जब उस बीज को जमीन में गाड़ा जाएगा और उसको खाद, पानी एंड ग्रूमिंग अगर वो नहीं किया, तभी वो कहते हैं ना, अगर कुछ मर्तबा चाहे, if you really want to become something, मिटा दे अपनी हस्ती को. अगर कुछ मर्तबा चाहे, like a seed, it is put inside the earth and finishes himself and ruptures the earth and comes out. अगर कुछ मर्तबा चाहे, मिटा दे अपनी हस्ती को. अगर कुछ मर्तबा चाहे कि दाना खाक में मिलकर गुले गुलजार होता है. सर उठा के जीने के लिए सर झुकाना बहुत जरूरी है. सर झुकाना सीखना बहुत जरूरी है. You got to make your students humble. You should not produce educated teachers, should not produce educated machines. Even those who are in Auschwitz, it was a German concentration camp, Auschwitz, the biggest, where the human beings were put into incendiary and they're burned. You see, the whole chimney, the whole machine was designed by the top engineers of the Germany. The whole process of transfer, the gases was invented by the top German scientists. Why? Because the whole education was there, but it was without value. It was without the human factor, human heart in them. They were simply machines, but they are not human beings. Everything is transitory, my friend. I got 6 bullets. I thought I'll be dead. But I had life, I survived. There are very many. And there are many of my friends who left this world. Nobody can explain how it happened and how it can happen, who lives and not. But as long as you live, you should be making difference in the existence. You should be so involved. दो ही चीज सिखाता हूँ मैं whenever I go to all students, all my teachers, when I address the teachers, कि बच्चों को सिर्फ दो चीज सिखा दो कि कभी किसी इतने कॉन्फिडेंट हो अपने आप में कि कभी किसी चीज के लिए दुखी मत होना और कभी पीछे मुड़ के मत देना. Never be have regret for anything and never look back. ये कब आएगी? ये तब आएगी, my friend, when the teachers have done their job perfectly. The kind of the corruption we have in society, you know what is happening, the kind of corruption we have in society. I don't want to dwell more on this. But if the teachers are get affected, the damage is tremendous. A corrupt and a decadent class of teacher can harm a nation more seriously than the class of, I would say, corrupt and perverted judiciary, army, police, bureaucracy, doctors, anybody. So
Recording in progress.
So rather than actually teach them. So that's something very, very important. And a teacher ki personality is, I think it carries on for generations. Do not where it stops, because it goes on from one eternity to the other eternity. We often hear saying, "Acha, आपके मेरे स्कूल में ऐसे थे जब हम पढ़ते थे." So a legacy which is carried on, and it's such a humongous task on us, sir. इतना दिया गया है. We have to imbibed with so many skills. We are actually, I would like to, put in an idea here that we are not just building or grooming 21st century learners. We also have to be 21st century learners. Yeah. We also have to be lifelong learners. We have to navigate through various different aspects of life. Our challenges are many. The biggest challenge, of course, being the Google University today, where everything is there at the click of a hand. So as we say, we cannot teach the children with tools of the past. We have to reinvent ourselves. We have to rediscover ourselves, not just in pedagogies or strategies, but also in ourselves, our personality. आपने इतने सुंदर तरीके से, you have so beautifully actually given us such invaluable nuggets, such wisdom that, sir, we are indebted to you. I think
thank you.
All go back to the recording or हम सुनेंगे. Inspired by you today. All of us have inspired, and there are so many takeaways, sir. I think for me to sum up the whole talk for me to actually give a kind of a substance of what it is, I would say that we are the true custodians of the future generation. We are the ones who are going to transform the nation and who are the builders of the nation. So I think first we should clap for ourselves.
Thank you.
We need to feel proud of our profession. And all of us have to think that we've not gone into it as a matter of chance, but if we are passionate, definitely we'll make a difference. And we promise that to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was an amazing talk. It was such an inspiring session. I think सब जितने भी आज present हैं, they are speechless. So, Ravi ji, do we have time for opening the floor to our audience to ask questions?
Yes, ma'am. Before that, you can present all the certificates.
So I request the technical team to honor sir for the wonderful, the way he has actually inspired us. Thank you so much, sir.
So kind of you. Thank you, Priya. Thank you very much. Oh,
yes.
Such a beautiful service.
A small token of appreciation, sir.
So kind of you. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, and thank you, Preeti. You anchored very well.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure everyone is waiting to ask you questions.
Yes.
Institution by yourself, sir. I actually say that. Yes, sir.
No problem.
Ravi ji, yes. Can I see? Yes, you may unmute yourself, friends, if you wish. Yes, I'm sure you all are waiting to interact with sir.
If there is no question, I'll feel that nobody has heard me when everybody went to sleep.
No, sir, you have actually covered everything. You've left us speechless. You've left no stone unturned. जिसको कहते हैं ना, कुछ भी आपने ऐसा पन्ना नहीं छोड़ा जो हम लोग को, which has not benefited us, which has
actually sir, आपने encourage कर दिया.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Brought back the pride in our profession. तो कहते हैं अगर yes.
Arkativeri, sir.
Yes, sir. Trivedi, sir.
Murji Vishwanath. Someone want to speak.
Yes.
Marina.
Yes, please.
Kumbaru Marina, please unmute yourself.
Please unmute yourself and you can ask your question to sir. I can see, I think we've lost connection with her. I can see Sarit sir also.
Ma'am, he is connected with PC, so he cannot speak now.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That's fine.
Yes, I think Vishwanath sir, yes.
Yes, sir. Myself, Amjari Vishwanath. Very good warm evening, respected today's speaker, Colonel Sediki sir. Very much gratitude. And being as a Chief Data Officer of IDM Foundation, very thankful to our beloved brother Ravi Kumar sir for giving me opportunity for asking some questions to our speaker regarding today's topic. Yeah. Being as a teacher also, sir, I am working as a teacher at Astha Vidya Mandir, Dantewada, Chhattisgarh.
Lovely.
Everyone knows very well location in my area, especially South Chhattisgarh, Dantewada, very violence on Naxal affected areas. Yes. And so many disturbances happen day by day in this area. Yeah. So being as a teacher and as a citizen of India, how can I develop the patriotic on students as well as the local people through my teaching aspects for encouraging them as a patriotic and nation building aspects?
As a good question.
Yes.
I have a good question. I have been in that area for very long with Naxals. Okay, and
Yes.
I'm aware your task is difficult. But let me tell you, my friend, what I have spoken in this thing in a gist form. A good teacher, he leads by example. Wherever you are, you see that you are above board. Your students, they learn by watching you, looking at you. Mere words will never have any effect. You got to teach them. Half empty is half filled also. One. So you firstly teach them by your personal example that your character should be above board. And you, second thing, you teach them. Strength does not lies here. Strength lies here. Teach them, my students, there is nothing which so unsurmountable. You have to have faith in yourself and your potential and capable, and no path is better, stronger, and surest in the path of truth. तरक्कियों के दौर में उसी का जोर चल गया, बना के अपना रास्ता जो भीड़ से निकल गया. You are there not to get struck by impediments, but हर रुकावट, हर मुश्किल, it should give you new impetus to move ahead. You know, in a tank firing, you all as engineers, and Ravi, my friend, is an engineer. You know, I'm a tank man, cavalry, tank fire. You know what happened? टैंक देखा ना तुमने कितना बड़ा गन होता है. टैंक की जो 155 millimeter or 140 bore is a huge gun, and the round is ammunition is called APDS, armor piercing discarding sabot. Now I have to fire from here to, let's say, 4 kilometers. So who will take the projectile to 4 kilometers, the same kinetic energy? At every stage a rocket is filled, that sabot, it discards himself, giving further impetus to the sabot. At every stage keeps on falling, but the momentum is maintained, my friend. Tell them your mental strength is more important than your physical strength. It does not mean either should be physically weak. No. But be clear that everything lies here. If you decide to do something, nothing should stop you. More the obstacles, more challenging may it become, but more sweetest will be your success. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And sometimes when I ask the students and local people for what will become in future, sometimes they tell to take revenge what they had in previous life. Just like as some Naxals affected some children, they want to take revenge just like what they had. So again, not only myself, our teachers also telling them, don't take revenge on just like violence. Take revenge from your education and take revenge from your knowledge and to show your talent and show your knowledge, creativity among them. That is the real revenge from your side, how you will learn from our teachers. That is the main key point we are telling among and encouraging them day to day.
Absolutely right. Remember, my friend, no honor comes without strength.
Yes.
The first strength, then honor. Strength comes by what you have said. You see, by educating yourself. If somebody asked me to draw a bigger line without touching a line, to reduce a line without touching that line, I will not touch that line, I'll draw a bigger line. Draw a bigger line, everything will be in
yes, definitely. That is the another possibility, drawing the bigger line from another one. That is the only one possibility. So we will have to show our real winning position.
Yes, we shall, and we will make it. I can assure you that. Okay.
Thank you very much for wonderful interaction with you. Thank you. I salute your service for your service and contribution, sir. Thank you. Very much.
I'm like you, buddy. I'm nothing special. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, we have to be role models, and that connect has to be there from the heart, sir. And mind over matter. I think that is something which all of us as teachers have to understand, that if we can touch the heart of the students, our job is done. And very well answered, sir. And I think all of us are gaining more and more as we are interacting with you, because all of us have to accept that the pandemic has taught us that failures are actually stepping stones to opportunities. So that's the key learning from the 2 years of the pandemic. Yes, sir. Yes, Raviji?
Yes, ma'am, you can ask Nada ma'am from
Yes, I
Croatia.
think,
She
yes,
has
Nada
6 years.
ma'am wanted to, yes.
She's very talented woman,
Yes.
you know, doing a lot of great things. Nada ma'am, please say a few words from Croatia.
Greetings from Croatia. Yes, I was listening the whole training program, and our doctor Sidik really explained us everything. And as Miss Pretty said, what to ask. And now also our dear Amujuri also asked this. So I'm really thankful for this great training program today, and I said just keep doing this great work, because this is really necessary for us professors, teachers who are in the classroom, who have every day many problems, like I said, with students who maybe don't understand, with inclusive students, so also for the gift students. So thank you, sir, very much for your great program today.
Thank you very much. So kind of you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful question and appreciation, ma'am. I think Mr. Dheeraj. Yes, Mr. Dheeraj, you can unmute yourself. Dheeraj there.
You can invite Pooja ma'am. Pooja ma'am.
Yes.
She's there. She's also very good teacher.
I think we've lost Mr. Dheeraj. Pooja?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Very
everyone.
good evening.
I am highly impressed the kind of training program which was going. And sir, the tips which you have given, we are humble to listen to you. The kind of the statement you were stating, and I'm a big fan of these statements. Everybody knows, and these are the motivated words which you spoke. And I was just writing down in my notebook also. I will rewind and again listen to these words so that I can motivate my students in my class. So one question from my side, that sometimes, like in this materialistic world, the students are becoming more materialistic. They are thinking that teacher doesn't play any role, just the click, we can just find everything. So how to deal like this, how to change those mindsets in the class? Sometimes there are all the type of students. So for specific those students who doesn't take care the teacher as a very important role they play in their life, how to tackle those students, sir?
My reaction is very good. Now, if you give me 2 minutes, I'll try to explain you.
Yes.
And you can explain your students. See, in life, if there are 3 stages in any corporate, in any institution, in any organization, there's 3 stages of leadership. You see, now the ultimate, the lowest stage is called.
One minute, sir. Yes. Sorry, sir.
It's okay. It happens. We are human. It's fine. You see, the point is there are 3 levels of leadership. That in every institution, every organization, the base is it's called the team leadership, where there is a team man and there are 5, 6, 10 people working under him or her. Then you rise above. Next is operational leadership. Under the operational leadership, there are so many team leaders under him. 4, 5, 6, or 7 teams, depends on the size of the organization. And on top of them come the strategic leadership, where the CEO, the top man, and under him are the operational leadership. But there is a hierarchical structure. All these successful people you see, my friend, this thing, they have gone from these stages. This thing, there is no magic wand. We are no Moses. He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. It's not that. You see, behind every successful man, there are 999 unsuccessful men. Okay, similar kind of intelligence, similar kind of environment, but they didn't succeed. Do not ever entertain an idea and tell them that all those people have not apparently successful in life with kind of materialistic world. You said it, that the others are failure. No, कामयाबी का मैयार मादा नहीं, मकान, घर, गाड़ी नहीं, कामयाबी का मेयार है उसका कैरेक्टर, उसका किरदार, उसके अल्फाज। इसी कामयाबी का मेयार है उसकी सोच। I do not have any script. I'm talking to you. Think I getting no. The point is this: there are so many years. This depth has developed after meeting people, learning from others. और अरे हर एक बात पे कहता है कि तू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि अंदाज गुफ्तगू क्या है. Teach them that to reach at the pinnacle of any hierarchy, to become the visible, successful people, you see, the path is like this. ठोकरें कामयाबी का रास्ता दिखाती है मेरे बच्चे, right? Nobody is airdropped. Everybody comes from down. So have respect and honor for people who are successful. Take it from me. Whether it is academics, whether it is actors, whether it is politician, you see, anybody. Rules of the games are equal for everybody. Those who have made it, they have got something in them better than me and you. You see? तो हमको एक बात उनको सिखा दो कि बड़ी बड़ी बातें जो हम करते हैं ना, कि कहाँ तो बात कर रहा था खेलने की आग से, ये बन जाऊंगा वो बन जाऊंगा, और जरा सी आंच क्या लगी कि मोम सब पिघल गया. अरे मेरे बच्चे, ठीक है, you got to fight, you got to be mujahid, you got to be a fighter if you want to rise and shine like others who have done it. I hope I answers your question.
Thank you so much, sir. I have got my answer, and I am highly inspired by the kind of advices which you have given, and I will also follow these advices, because there are in moments in our life then we get demotivated. So the kind of word which you have told, and the Galib का आपने जो कल पढ़ा वो तो मुझे दिल को छू गया सर. Thank you so much.
तुम्हें एक सीक्रेट बताऊं? Everybody gets motivated.
घर के लोग नहीं समझते हैं.
You know, when I was coming here, when I was coming to my जल्दी से stop में कार जल्दी online से करी पापा talk sense, okay? I said okay, thank you.
They take us for granted, sir. They take us
Yes,
for granted.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
I enjoy.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving
wonderfully explained. Yes, and that is a question which all of us actually face every day, a challenge versus the value-based education, because children have everything so easily for them. So how do we make them value what the education system is? How do we make them value and realize that yes, the worth of a teacher, the worth of a facilitator?
Yeah.
So very well explained, sir.
Thank you, Preeti ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Professor K. Nagbhushan.
Raviji, is there anyone else? I don't see any hands raised, but can we request? Yes, Ketan sir is there. Mr. Ketan Desai. I think we have again, his connection is lagging. Yes, Raviji. Okay. Mr. Bhushan has raised. Yes, Mr. Bhushan. Please go ahead with your questions.
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Sir, just I want to add on to the questions asked by madam related to a teacher, how to replace this all technological this thing. And as we know, no technology can replace a teacher. And of course, we should have our own kind of qualities, how to bring some changes among the students. And also, as a person, as a teacher, we should have our own qualities, and they should love the teachers, definitely. So if they love the teacher, and they love the subject also, so we should have that kind of this thing qualities to build up in ourselves, and definitely they will follow us, and they'll never go with the technology and all, and definitely the values or the teaching this thing, everything will be followed by the students, I believe. That's it, sir.
Okay, this was a question or a statement? What do you want me to ask? But let me tell you, what you said is absolutely right.
Just continued this.
No, very right. मगर जहाँ तक आपने कहा ना कि students should love you.
Yes.
मेरे दोस्त, जहाँ तक प्यार का सवाल है, प्यार दो, प्यार लो. Love your students, you'll get multiple too much of love in return. You see, फूल खुशबूदार होना चाहिए. Flower must have fragrance. हवा खुद ब खुद उड़ा ले जाएगी. Don't worry. Love people.
Wow, sir. With every word that you speak, it's like a gem, a pearl of wisdom which we all today feeling so elated and happy to absorb. I think
thank Ravi to get me here.
Yes, definitely. Ravi ji, many thanks to you, and wonderful, you brought such a luminary and a personality today to talk to us that we would really want to hear him again. And so, Ravi ji, do we have someone else, or do we conclude this session? I think I don't see, because everyone's, yeah. I don't see anyone else, because everyone is, I think, satisfied, satiated. There's so much that has been shared by you, sir, that we will all process it and then implement it. I think that's very.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll have my last word.
Yes, sir.
With a small best wish to entire group of people who are connected with IDYM. May this new year 2022 be the harbinger of greater joy, success, and prosperity to each one of you. You all should be the, I would say, the beginners of a new, even better country, better future, better India. You all. For you,
thank
for
you,
your
sir.
loved ones and your country. Thanks a ton. Ravi and Preeti, both of you.
Thank you
for your
so
blessings,
much,
sir.
Thank you so much for your blessings.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, we are here not to do what the others are doing, but we are here to do what the others cannot do, probably because they do not have any idea that it can be done the right way. And all of us are here to open the way of the future, children who belong to the future and who can make a difference in the future and can actually be transformational agents, which the world needs today to become compassionate, lovable, empathetic global citizens. I think that's the need of the hour. So, Ravi ji.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a few words from you, sir. Ravi ji, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे सर को?
मैम, समुद्र के बारे में कोई कुछ कहता है क्या सर?
Yes, sir.
Ravi is a sweetheart. मेरी पूरी दिन अच्छी हो जाती है, इससे ज्यादा मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. हर दिन उनका एक सुबह मैसेज आता है, वो मेरे लाइफ के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मैसेज होता है. इससे ज्यादा मैं सर के लिए कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ. समुद्र के बारे में हम क्या कहेंगे?
No, I'm just a drop in ocean, yaar. Samudra na bana. I'm nothing, Ravi. I'm nothing. I'm blushing actually with such high words. I'm no important at all. You all are wonderful people. I'm also learning. Learn from you all. Let's learn from each other.
Ma'am, I think one more thing has to be done before we wind up. Technical team, please present the Preeti ma'am certificates.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Very
sir,
important.
it was an honor. It was an honor for me, an honor and a privilege.
Very
actually share platform with you, sir.
Yes, and I request Pooja ma'am to please congratulate Preeti ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to congratulate Preeti ma'am for moderating. Always, she's the rock. Always, I am a big fan of Preeti ma'am, and I learned so much from you, ma'am. Congratulations once again, ma'am, for moderating.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure.
Rocking star of the IDYM.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So all of us, I think, together, we have to make sure that the show goes on. Each one of us is impacting and contributing in our own way.
Amen.
We do not see the results now, but I think in the future, when the seed, as you said, sir, वो जब grow होके blossom होएगा और बहुत सारे लोगों को shade देगा, I think our work is done. So we have to make sure that they all blossom and they provide shade.
Absolutely right. We are putting seeds. Yeah, we are putting seeds.
Yes, Vivedi, sir. Absolutely.
Yes. We are putting.
And ma'am, I think we are learning from each other. The kind of things, the kind of interaction which we all are doing with each other, it's really a learning for all of us with their experiences.
And especially from stalwarts, when we hear your experiences, when you share your thoughts with us, I think it really inculcates a sense of, a kind of a motivational energy in us. It energizes us.
ये दिन मैम ऐसा हो गया था कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेटेड था मैं खुद ही. तो सर को मैंने फोन किया कि मुझे लगा कि मैं सर को ही फोन करता हूँ कुछ एनर्जी लेने के लिए. तो मैं सर को करीब 8 बजे रात को फोन किया. मैं बोला सर 2 मिनट बात करूंगा आपसे. तो सर ने मुझे एक बात कही. I asked him that, sir, I am feeling kind of some thinking, I'm thinking something very different. He told to me, Ravi, I have taken 6 bullets in my body and I fight it for India. So, ma'am, that word inspired me a lot, The person who took 6 bullets and he's still with us and he's giving a lot of inspiration. तो हम लोग तो कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे फिर मतलब बहुत amazing इंसान है सर.
It's all God's grace, buddy. It's all God's
grace. So I think a big round of applause for you, sir. A big round of all of us should really, give a
we salute you, sir. We salute your passion and dedication.
Yes, sir. We salute you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Salutations to you, sir, and a humble tribute to you, sir.
Thank you very much. So kind.
Gracing the occasion. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for sharing such valuable information, knowledge, and experiences. So they
absolutely
way, yes, sir. In probably showing us the pathway for the future, and of course, in and steering the youth to a more.
Thank you.
Yes. The youth actually needs direction. The youth needs role models, and I think you are a role model for us right now. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. So kind of you. Thank you, Preeti.
Thank you for taking time out and for being with us today, sir.
Thank you.
And this is another historical day of IDYM because today we have launched our IDYM India TV. And the first session was with Colonel Siddiqui sir and Preeti ma'am.
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. So another landmark day, sir, or milestone achieved.
Yes. Wonderful. 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 God bless you all.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to all. Thank you to all of you. Thank you, dear members, for staying back. Thank you for being a part of this entire training session. And we really appreciate your presence. And we are really honored by the kind of wishes which you are sharing with us, the chats which I can see, which really inspire and motivate us. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, shall we wind up the meeting, sir? Ma'am?
Yes, please. Okay, then. Take care and
good
night.
Thank you, sir. On a positive note, yes.
Good night. Good night.
We will definitely walk those miles.
We will. Yes, we shall together do it. Thank you very much.
We shall overcome, sir. We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
Everybody, yes, I request, please tell Jai Hind before sir.
Yes, sir.
Jai Hind.
I think together we can say.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Yes.
Jai Hind. Thank you, ma'am. So, yeah, host, please close the meeting.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for gracing the occasion today.